Hey everybody, Dallisa Hawking here. Thanks so much for tuning in this week. I'm a fifth generation psychic medium. I'm also the CEO of a super awesome company, Spirit and Spark. I'm going to get started here in just a moment. It's the week of August 9th. We've got a lot of stuff to talk about. I'm going to bring Jasmine on in just a moment too. We're going to give you a really cool freebie gift, so don't miss that. And tag your friends, your family, share the link with everybody. We're about to get started. All right. I'm still in Texas. There's, twists and turns in the pathway, of course. I'll be making my way back to Las Vegas. It looks like the end of the month to kind of do a couple of things, wish my nephew a happy birthday later this month. Today is actually, we're going live on August 9th. My grandfather, who passed away a few years back, today would have been his birthday. And he was a very special person to me. So happy birthday, Grandpa Frank. Wherever your energy is at today, I'm sure you're fishing somewhere. But yeah, I just wanted to wish him a happy birthday. So yeah, I'll be back in Las Vegas later this month. I am planning on doing a couple of days where I'm going to be doing in-person sessions in Vegas. I will announce those as soon as I have my days and times available, and I'll know what my schedule is going to look like. If you do want to do an in-person session, those are going to go very, very, very quickly. It's funny because, Jasmine does, and I'll bring her on in a second. She does a lot of, video and phone sessions. And most of my sessions are virtual, except when I'm in Las Vegas and doing those in person. But it's so funny to me because virtual sessions are literally the same thing as in person. We're reading the energy, the frequency, so we don't have to be in person with people. It's the same exact reading, but I know some of you like to do an in person, but I'm telling you, they are the same. Okay. So let's go ahead and talk about what's coming up for the week. I'm going to bring Jasmine on to give you a free gift, which we love that, don't we? So if you are tuning in live or you are catching the replay, drop a comment. Let me know, where are you tuning in from today? What I want to know is, what was the highlight of your weekend? What did you do this weekend that was fun? Or maybe you found out something this weekend that's going to be shaping your life, perhaps for the next months to come. I feel like there's a lot of shift and change over these next few months as we get to the end of the year. January feels like a huge pivot point. So now through January, there's just going to be a lot of changes. I'll have Jasmine talk about her astrology classes coming up as well. Christina is doing an Activate New Beginnings class. It's a 21-day program. If you are looking to make changes in your life, you're looking to kickstart things in a new direction. Maybe you're getting out of a relationship. Maybe you want to find the person you're supposed to be with. Maybe you're moving, whatever this looks like. If you are somebody that's like, I want to activate new starts, fresh starts in my life, her program begins on Wednesday and she's almost sold out. So you can go to spiritandspark.com, click on the calendar, and Christina's class will be on there. It's called Activate New Beginnings. So click on the class calendar at spiritandspark.com for that. Ashley's got her Moonlight Meditation with Reiki this Friday. And as I was taking notes, I was like, oh, Friday's the 13th. That'll be fun. So I think she's got a couple spots left, so make sure you go on the class calendar, spiritandspark.com. And then I'm going to be hosting a small business coaching session on Monday, where anybody who's thinking about starting a business, or maybe you're looking to change something about your business. I've owned several companies over the years. I love business. I love coaching people on business. And so I'm going to be doing a small group coaching session on Monday. It's only $25. And there are a couple spots left for that. So that is also on the class calendar, spiritandspark.com. But without further ado, I'm going to go ahead and bring Jasmine on. Hello, Miss Jasmine. How are you?
How's everybody doing? I'm good.
Yeah, so you've got your astrology class coming up. Now, I love astrology. I read astrology and read reports and listen to reports daily. It's something I've incorporated into my daily routine. You do astrology. You look at people's charts, and I know that it can feel very overwhelming because there's so much information contained in a natal birth chart. But there are a lot of folks watching this today that are interested in astrology, but they don't even know how to start, where to start. So I want you to talk about your class first. You've got your natal astrology chart where they can learn about astrology, how to read the chart, and you've got two different date and time options. You've got one on August 17th at 5:30 Pacific, 8:30 Eastern, Or the next day, they could take it on the 18th, the same class. They only have to attend one. The 18th is at 12:30 noon, like 12:30 Pacific time, 3:30 p.m. Eastern time. So tell us about that class. Like, what are you going to be going over in it? Who would be the perfect person to take that class? So give us a little bit more info.
So this is perfect for beginners. It's actually a 10-part series. But I just break it down so that you can learn every aspect of the chart. There is a lot to learn. I mean, there's houses, there's all the different signs, and you have your planets. And so starting off the first one, we'll talk about the sun, and then your big three, which would be your rising sign, which kind of makes up, it's like the mask you wear. So you have a sign and several different planets. And I just really go in depth in that and teach you exactly how to read those circle charts. I know some of you have probably gotten my circle charts I've sent out and you're like, how do I read this? It looks so confusing. Well, that's what I'm teaching. So part one is it's perfect for beginners. Even if you know nothing about astrology, I cover it all.
Yeah, you really simplify it. I've had, a session with you and you looked up my birth information. You're like, oh yes, this. I'm like, yeah, that's exactly what's going on. So astrology, I've found over the last few years in particular, has been really important to helping me understand what the blueprint is. Like, where am I headed? Where am I going? And then once you go through your 10-part series and learn everything, about astrology and getting it down, then you get into things like, okay, let's look at astrocartography and is it a good place for you to live? You look at the person you're in a relationship and like, did you nail it? Or is this like the wrong person to be with? Or are you going to have a lot of challenges? So astrology for me has been a total game changer. So anybody who's even remotely interested in astrology or having another tool that can be used to look at the energy in your life, the energy in the collective, I would hands down say they should absolutely take this class with you. So, and you have it like value priced for sure. So anybody that wants to sign up, the details are at spiritandspark.com. Click on the class calendar. Again, it would be either the 17th or the 18th. The 17th is in the evening. The 18th is during the day. So just pick whatever one works for you. So with that, you are doing a really cool freebie for everybody tuning in to this broadcast. You're doing a free moon report. And we need everybody to submit their, if they don't know their rising sign, their ascendant sign, which is not the same as the sun sign, or sometimes it is, but the rising and ascendant sign is going to be something very different in the chart. So like I'm a Sagittarius sun, but my rising sign is Gemini. So they're not always the same sign. And so you would need to know their rising sign in order to give them this report. But tell everybody, like, what is this report? What's in the report? And then I'll tell people how to request it and what they need to submit. But why should everybody get this report?
Okay, so the full moon report is just basically going to tell you the energy of this full moon for you, but it's going to be really personalized because it's going to be based on your natal chart and your rising. I'm going to look at the house that it falls into and what aspect of your life it's going to be affecting and how to use that energy to, your best use, right? Use that energy so that you could have an optimistic result. What's funny is that last month it was in Aquarius and it's in Aquarius again. So this is a very heavy energy. We got a lot of stuff going on right now. So if you don't know your rising sign, that's okay. Just send me your time, place, and date that you were born. And I'll go ahead and look it up for you.
Yeah, beautiful. So I'm going to show them how to redeem that. So basically, when they go onto this form, I'm going to show everybody in a moment, which is on spiritandspark.com. Click contact. They're going to fill out the form. We basically, Jasmine needs the exact time of your birth. And if you don't know the exact time, really try to get as close as you can, but it should be on your birth certificate. But the minute actually matters. So do hour, minute, and then do the month, the day, and the year. And then the city and state, if you're in the United States or if it's international, include that information. But basically give us exact time, exact date, and the location. We don't need the name of the hospital. We need like, where was the hospital that you were born in? So those are the three pieces of information that you need to include. So you're going to go over to spiritandspark.com, click on contact. Once you are in the contact field, you are going to scroll down and there's going to be a form on that page. And in that form where it says message, that's where I want you to write down the birth information. If you forget and you just say, I want Jasmine's report, that's fine. I'll connect you with Jasmine over email. But in order to give you the report, and it is free, she'll need that information from you. So if you include it in that original message, I'll make sure to pass it along. Or otherwise, if you feel more comfortable, you can give it directly to Jasmine, okay? But yeah, I'm totally going to submit it. I want to know what my good old Gemini is in for. Yeah, beautiful. Is there anything else you want to add, Jasmine, before we part ways with you today?
No, that's it.
Okay, beautiful. Well, I'm sure a lot of folks are going to be redeeming that. So why not? Let's all see what this Aquarius moon energy is going to bring to us. And thanks again, Jasmine. We'll see you soon.
Bye.
Bye. All right. Let's take a look at the comments really quickly. There's a lot coming in. Oh, wow. A lot of people tuning in live today. Definitely got some Las Vegas. Oh, thanks, Shannon, for your well wishes for my grandpa on the other side, Grandpa Frank. I actually went to a John Holland mediumship class a few years back in Maine. And my grandfather was not one of many words, kind of a typical Hawking, kind of, you know, quiet, like to fish, kind of keep to himself. And I went to this mediumship event, and I think it was the last night of class. They encouraged the students to get up and do platforming, which is, you know, you get up in front of the whole room of people and you do live mediumship, just like you would at a ticketed event that somebody would come and attend. And this woman gets up at the front and she's like, listen, I've got a Grandpa Frank here. And like the whole room is quiet. And I'm like, oh, that's mine. And a beautiful message came through. So, you know, even sometimes if your loved ones were quiet, you know, while they were alive, you know, sometimes those are the folks that say, hey, wait a second, now that I have an opportunity on the other side, I'm going to come through and I'm going to say what I need to say. So beautiful. Yeah. Hope I see your comment in here about seeing me in person. Yeah. So we will have those sessions available for Las Vegas. If you find yourself in that area, more to come on that. Carmel, San Diego, beautiful. Oh, Shannon did a reset in the Redwoods. Oh wow. That sounds beautiful. Yep. Tracy, Wisconsin. KTL was at Mount Charleston. KTL, I think I saw you call it Mount Charlie earlier. I love that. That's great. Ellen is saying she's already registered for Jasmine's class on the natal chart. I know. I am like so excited. I'm thinking about doing that class as well because I'm just so fascinated by it. Okay, beautiful. So Carmel, yeah, if you go onto the website and you fill out the form on the contact page, you'll see the contact page in our menu. If you fill out the form, you'll have your name, your email address, and you put the exact time, date of birth. Like, so, you know, let's say you were born at 6:02 a.m. You were born on May 1st, 1982. And you were born in Puyallup, Washington, right? Like, so include that information. That's how she actually finds out your rising sign. If you don't want to send her all that information, that's fine too. You can find like a free astrological kind of tool or calculator online. You're basically looking to find out what your rising or your ascendant sign is. So if you already know that already, you can just send that over. That would be all that we would need. But if you don't, include all the information so that she can figure out what your rising sign is. All right. Because the rising sign is not necessarily going to be the same as your sun sign. Okay. So we're going to go over the astrology. Remember all the class information, spiritandspark.com, click on the class calendar. Everything's on there. So I try to keep it as well organized as I possibly can for everybody. Okay. Astrology, we're going to do that and what the energy for this next week is going to feel like. I'll pull a card of Destiny card. Annette, if you were born in 1982, I'm old enough to be your mother. That's funny. That's funny. So I love it. I love that all of us of all ages, of all places of the world can come together and join together for this broadcast each week. It makes it a lot of fun for sure. So I'm going to go through the energy. I'm going to do a pick a card. Yeah, we're going to have some fun. Okay. So for this week, the emotional turmoil will be over once you have figured out where your wound is and you heal it. Because oftentimes, and this is, I tune into Ann Ortley. She's a predictive astrologer. She's fantastic. Ann Ortley, you can find her through Astrology Hub. AstrologyHub.com is their website. They're fantastic. But I listen to a report every single day from Ann Ortley. And she said something really great on it. She said, might have been this morning's recording. And she said, people ask me, well, when is this going to be over? And I get that question a lot too, which is why I'm bringing it up. People will say, well, when am I going to be over this hump? When is life going to feel better? When is all this heaviness going to be behind me? And I loved what she was saying. And she said, basically, your emotional turmoil will be over once you figure it out why you have that wound and you heal it. You are the gatekeeper for your own happiness, your own joy, your ability to wake up in the morning and say, you know what? There are a lot of gifts out there, and I'm not going to stay prisoner of my own life anymore. Okay. So yes, there is going to be heaviness. There's going to be anger. There's going to be frustration. I go over a lot of it. I actually, in the Spark Plug video, which is for Spark Plug members, I do that separately. I went through the different dates for this week and really gave you a breakdown of what the different energies for each day is, because that helps you to kind of plan out your week and what to do, what not to do. So Spark Plug members, make sure you check that video out in your exclusive member portal. And if you want to sign up to be a Spark Plug member, we'd love to have you. Go to spiritandspark.com and click on the Spark Plug. Okay. This energy of this week feels like ripping a Band-Aid off. Kind of like, okay, let's just do it. Let's just get it over with. Let's just figure this out. Let's just go for it. All right. You will also likely feel like this week will have a choice point, like a fork in the road for you. This week will give you more information that you're going to then take forward, I think, for August, September, October, November, December, January. I feel like there's a lot of components this week that are going to be critical for what the next 6 months are going to do, and how it's going to unfold for the next 6 months. All right. So a lot of choice points, could be even called destiny points, fate points this week. You will be asked from the universe to have big courage, bravery, tenacity to get yourself forward, to get yourself over the humps that you know that you need to get yourself over. There will be likely a high intensity factor in the world, in the collective. So it's going to be really critical for you to be kind to yourself. And I know I say that often, like be gentle, be kind to yourself. But I just feel like this week we're going to have a lot of crazy stuff happening on the news. If you watch the news, I don't typically watch a whole lot of live news, but I'll scroll headlines just to have kind of an idea of what's going on in the world. And it just feels like this week we're going to go, what? Like there's going to be kind of this like, oh boy, all right, here we go, energy. So be aware of that. So be gentle to yourself. Anne also mentioned this, and I love this. She said this week will probably feel like you're a librarian. I'm like, a librarian? That's a great way of putting this. Because you're going to be looking at what your life is and what you want to do about it. And if you think about a librarian, they're really good at collecting information and putting things together and then, taking a look at it, right? So think about your life this week as you are collecting information and then you are actually starting to put it in some kind of order. So, okay, be aware of that. And then I really want you to ask yourself, what do I want for the next 30 days? So this is August 9th, it's the live. What do I want between now and September 9th or like mid-September? What do these next 30 days look like for me? And then I also want you to ask yourself, what do the next 2 to 3 years look like for me? This is going to be a big week for kind of making some decisions about what the next chapter is going to look like, feel like, be like for you. All right. I'm telling you this because it's a great time to get everything together and to do your budgets, do your spreadsheets, do your lists, because we are about, in my opinion, to enter into a time where it's going to be like, now go. I just think of like the energy of, if a group of people is collected together, and this is what they're showing me in my clairvoyant third eye, it's like you're all kind of standing there and you're going to begin a race. And they say, on your mark, get set, go, and then everyone just kind of scatters. This is the on the mark, get set week. Okay, that's what they're showing me right now. I love that analogy. We are going to find a rise in the feminine energy, and I do think there's going to be some stuff happening around, I don't want this to get flagged. There is a person in a leadership position, a male energy in New York City that's going through some stuff, okay? And because I'm seeing the rise of the feminine energy this week, coupled with that, I feel like there's going to be some stuff that starts happening as a result of the findings and the next steps with that, and people saying more, speaking out more. What they're saying to me right now, even as I say that out loud, it's almost like another wave of like Me Too, kind of like that energy. Okay, so let's watch out for that. How are you stepping on your own stage this week? How are you getting out there and putting yourself out there? How are you acting with the spotlight on you? Okay, so give that some thought. August 11th through the 13th, there's big energy, but I want you to be very cautious with it. And I talk about it in the Spark Plug video, so members, make sure you go watch that. There's a lot of contentious, like rise of bitterness, anger, me against you, us against them. So just be aware of that this week. Hot dates for that are going to be Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. There will likely be some surprises this week. Don't we love those? Haven't we kind of gotten used to that at this point? There's going to be new information, and we're going to be asked to really adjust our thinking. Yeah, collect a lot of information over these next couple of days. So like basically now through Friday, like end of day Friday, I would say collect as much information as you possibly can to make an informed decision. Because there's an action point that I feel like is really going to start coming in like this coming weekend, like Saturday, Sunday. It's going to feel like, let's go. Like the on your mark gets set, and then the gun goes off and you're like, go, and then you start running. You basically have like 5 days to get your stuff in order, okay? Don't say I didn't warn you. Don't be coming back here next week and being like, oh, I didn't do anything. I just like, slept and hung out and watched Wheel of Fortune and The Price is Right. And, I'm just kind of hanging out. You are missing your window is what I'm telling you. Okay, beautiful. Yeah, there's a lot of like also very beautiful, optimistic energy in the air. So use it to your advantage for sure. Okay. Couple more things. Use this week wisely. Here are a couple themes that I feel for the week ahead. Intellectual endeavors. So if there's anything that you're like, I got to do this, I got to figure this project out, I'm going for it. Make sure that you are thinking through that and doing it. Paying attention to details. I do feel like you're going to find like diamonds and gold in the little things. This is not the week to skip over things and to hurry things through. You have to dot your I's and cross your T's this week for sure. Paying attention to details, as I said, but also organizing your life, just life, period. Organizing home, office, your car, whatever you feel like, gosh, I just want to clean it out and vacuum it. Go to oh my gosh, in Texas, there's a gas station about every quarter of a mile. Go like wash your car, get the vacuum, like clean it out. Go do that this week, all right? Also, what I love is there's energy around like starting a new kind of fitness, diet routine. So if you've been thinking that you need to go on a walk, go do it this week. Start a new routine around food or fitness. That would really work well this week, okay? Look outside your box or outside of your norm in order to grab a hold of your abundance and your gifts this week. So this is not a week to just keep doing what you've been doing, expecting a different result. We've all heard that before. This is the week to say, okay, I gotta spice this up a little bit. I gotta try something a little bit different. All right. You're gonna feel potentially like your heart and your compassion energy is being activated as well. So how are you showing up in the world? How are you giving your heart to somebody else? Are you holding yourself back? Be aware of that. You are going to have to really give yourself a push this week. That on your mark, get set. Like you're really going to have to get yourself positioned and ready. Don't give up this week is what I'm going to tell you. Don't give up this week. Don't give up. Keep pushing towards your dreams. What has your pain and your wounds taught you? Great week for reflecting on those questions. What have your wounds and your pain taught you? What has it taught you? Because those lessons I feel like you're really going to be taking forward these next 6 months. Be fair, be honest, but don't give away the house. Be fair, be honest, but don't give away the house. What I mean by that and the energy for this week is like, you can be honest, you can talk to people, you can, tell them what's going on, but I would hold some important things in your heart. The reason I say that is because it feels like there's going to be this like wonky energy where people are going to feel very overwhelmed this week. Like there's just kind of this sense of overwhelming feeling in the air. So if you are like really excited about a project and then you go to your best friend and you're like, you give like the whole download, they might really like not be in a position to really feel like they can accept that and understand it and be thoughtful and be supportive. So I would just kind of hang to yourself this week when it comes to like announcing things. I would just work through the details this week and not really, worry so much about overwhelming other people. Just kind of do you. All right. We did have a new moon yesterday, which was the 8th. And you've probably heard of Lionsgate. Big energy yesterday around manifesting. But the good news is about this new moon, you can really do a manifestation ritual like today, the 9th, tomorrow, the 10th. That new moon energy is still very potent and there. So if there is anything that you want to manifest, any dreams that you want to come to fruition, I would say, manifest those, write them down, meditate on them, bring them into action. All right. Let's see here. One question I do want you to reflect on this week as you're doing your meditation or your yoga practice, how can you bring more warmth into your life? That's that Leo energy that we're in right now. But I want you to really think about that. How can I bring more warmth into my life? What creates the energy of warmth? So think about that this week. There will be changes to creative projects and romantic matters. That energy is really high. So expect beautiful creative energy, but also relationship shifting. And what is so interesting about that is I do feel energetically a lot of relationships are ending, but I also feel that there are a lot of people that are finally feeling like the energy of love is there. The energy of finding my partner is there. So there's endings and beginnings for sure around relationships and relationships of all kinds. I want you to also ask yourself, how can you be more grand and bold this week? So that on your mark, get set, like how are you really stepping into that energy of empowerment and feeling like you have all of the courage and bravery that you need to go into these next 6 months, okay? As Anne was saying in one of her recordings, we are in the beginning of a 30-day news cycle and a new 2.5-year cycle. So we are right there with starting brand new chapters in our life. So yeah, it looks like everybody is commenting and seeing an agreement of what the energy is saying. So I'm just the conduit. I'm just the person relaying the messages. And yeah, I'm going to pull a card of destiny. Listen, it's big. It's a lot of energy. I'm going to pull our card of destiny. I will show you again how to redeem the free moon report from Jasmine. Listen, I love astrology. I think you might as well get a free moon report and see, what's it going to be like? Oh, goodness gracious. I'm all about like collecting all of the information. I think I would actually make a really good librarian, but I think I'd be bored out of my mind. It's that Sagittarius Gemini that's like, heck no, you can't be a librarian. But I've got a lot of Virgo in my work energy. So I like all right, let's get the list together. Let's figure this out. So let's do our card of destiny and I'll show you how to redeem that free report with Jasmine again. But as I mentioned, Christina's got her Activate New Beginnings program that's starting on Wednesday. She still has a couple spots left. Ashley's doing her Moonlight meditation and Reiki this Friday. There's a bunch of stuff coming up. So spiritandspark.com, click on classes, look at the calendar, and you'll see everything we've got coming up. And then if you are a new business owner, come to my class or my experience on Monday where we all help each other figure out business stuff. It's a lot of fun. It's a business mastermind on Monday. All right. What is our card of destiny? Take a look. All right. I'm going to read this and then I'll show you again where to redeem Jasmine's offer. Okay, so let me get that teed up and ready to go. Okay, perfect. We have the 9 of Hearts this week. You and I are both in for a surprise because I don't know these cards by heart. So let's see what it says for us. Oh, yeah. Is there someone that you might need to let go of now? If you know that this is true, then it's okay to do that. Letting go will serve everyone in the best possible way. Spiritual and material values, when in alignment with you, put you on the perfect path forward. So it's important to commit to your values rather than someone else's. This influence suggests that it's time to take things less personally so that you can look at the bigger picture and have greater clarity. The 9 of Hearts is the card of universal love. This card is impersonal and therefore releases all attachments. If you know that there is someone in your life that no longer belongs there, this may be time to let go and move on. Acknowledge the blessings and release the attachment. Getting involved in a charitable way is favored. So this card is all about let go of what no longer serves you, because when you let go of what no longer serves you or what is taking up time and energy that is not reciprocating, it's not balanced, when you can release that, you can actually bring things into your life that bring you more love and joy and fulfillment. So do your homework this week. You got to do the on your mark, get set. That's what you're doing this week is on your mark, get set. I'm going to yell go probably next week, but we'll see how the energy shows up. So on your mark, get set is this week. I'm telling you, do not miss this opportunity with this energy here to get yourself prepared for these next 6 months and then the next 2 to 3 years of your life. There's a lot shifting and changing. You've got this. Listen, you're way ahead of the game of life because you're listening to this broadcast. So you know what's coming. It's why we got to tell everybody to come and join us, because once you know what's coming, then you can navigate your life a little bit more grace and ease. And we just want that for everybody. So beautiful. Let me go ahead and show you how to redeem Jasmine's free report again. And remember, you can always share this video with your friends or family. They can take advantage of the free offer as well. So you are going to go to spiritandspark.com and you're going to go to the contact page. I'll show that to you in a moment. In the field where it says message, you can either include your birth information, which is your exact hour and minute of birth, your location, which is city and state, or city and state or city and country if you're international. You also need the month, the day, and the year. So basically, give us that information. Jasmine will look up what your rising or your ascendant sign is, and it'll all come together. Or you might just happen to know what your rising sign is. So let's go ahead and show you on the website where you're going to find that. Go to spiritandspark.com. In the menu, you're going to click Contact. Right up there, you're going to scroll down. And you are going to input your name, your email address, and in that message is where you're going to put your birth information. If you don't include it on there, just make sure when you connect with Jasmine that you send it to her. If you don't know your rising sign, and then she'll make sure that she gets that report to you. All right, beautiful. I'm looking forward to the week ahead. We're going to, on your mark, get set. We're going to be ready, and just enjoy it. Enjoy the ride. This is all temporary. This is all temporary. We're all just trying to find our way back home. And so hopefully this video today, the community that we have, all the live viewers that we have week after week, I hope that you're finding that sense of community. You're seeing the same names, a lot of them week after week, of people that are here that join together. And that's what's important. And so don't lose sight of that. Focus on your mark, get set. Focus on what good you can do for the people around you, the world around you. There's going to be a lot of humanitarian energy coming in the next several months. And just know that we're going to probably find out some shocking things in the news this week. It's okay. Breathe. We're going to get through this. But it's all designed for our maximum growth, our maximum potential, and to open our hearts even more. So thank you so much for joining me this week. I will see you again next week. And hopefully you'll sign up to join me for my business masterminds on Monday. And hopefully you'll also check out the other classes and offerings that we have this week. Tell a few friends and family, share this video with them. I would greatly appreciate it. And we'll see you next time. All right, everybody.